The people who don't love themselves, they're the same people who hate everybody. Things are very simple in the world of Capricorn. It's all black and white. So we ended Pluto and Capricorn with this civilization of the system, tradition. You know, tradition is a really big deal for many of us. The thing about tradition is when it's no longer working, right? And you have to be courageous enough to raise your hand and say, yeah, this is normally how we do things, that this is not going to work this time, and here's why. But a lot of people aren't. A lot of people are so married to tradition that they're not even willing to think for themselves, to have opinions of their own. And a lot of their own ignorance and narrow-mindedness, unfortunately, is going to get exposed during Pluto and Aquarius. Because Pluto and Aquarius is saying, are you a human being? And it's asking all of us this question. And if so, what are the values? What are the qualities that make a good human being? And if you can name them, Pluto and Aquarius is asking you, do you subscribe to those in your lifestyle choices, in the way you treat yourself, in the way you treat other people? Are you a kind person? Are you a generous person? What altruistic things do you do here on Earth? What good thing is your presence on Earth assisting with? What is the value of your life in terms of the impact that it has here on Earth? And during Pluto and Aquarius, people are going to have to reckon with their own ego. That's really where we are. Aquarius is often considered the most loyal zodiac sign to themselves because, unlike the others, they're no longer concerned with performing. You know, like, ooh, like me, please like me. I want to be liked by you. I want to be approved of by you. I think so highly of you and put you on such a pedestal that your approval of me means everything. Aquarians couldn't care less. They don't care to be liked. They've never cared to be liked. And for those that came into the world even mildly struggling with that got nipped in the bud before they left home, because they weren't even liked in the home that they grew up in by their mother and their father. They were the black sheep in their homes. Many of them grew up with parents who reject them, who criticize them, who undermine their humanity and treat them as if they were less than. So when they leave that environment, they know what it means to be a kind person and what it means to be somebody that pretends to be a kind person. They have a very good pulse on that. This is why anyone trying to fool them with their personality is wasting their time, because these people have a very strong sixth sense because they've been so close to trauma for so long. So yeah, when the world doesn't like you and you decide to stand in who you are and your own home doesn't like you, you learn to like yourself. You have no choice. How do you think us gays got to be so confident? You think we just woke up like this? You think every room we walk in, like everybody's just like, oh my God, we love you because you're so gay and proud. You're the best thing ever here. You can be the honorary leader on Earth. You think that's how it works? You think us gays are happy because the world loves us? You really think so? No, it's because we love ourselves. When you learn to love yourself, even though your mother and your father who brought you here don't like you, nobody can take anything away from you. Because what you give to yourself, you gave to yourself. So you have to take it away from yourself. And fundamentally, we know that to be a good human means to be a kind human, because we've met a lot of people that aren't that. And a lot of people that claim to love God and know God who aren't that at all. So we're a very good judge of character when it comes to reading the connection between who you say you are and the things that you do. Because good people, the things they do and who they are, they match. There's no confusion. This is why when you start confusing Capricorn and Aquarius, they disappear from your life. And these two are some of the least judgmental zodiac signs. So if I'm confused by you, there's something in you is unclean. And I'm not going to waste my time trying to figure that out. I'm just going to let you figure that out on your own, because that is your life's work. And that's why we're unafraid to be our authentic selves. Because we don't look to other people to tell us who and what we are. We look to ourselves. If I like it, I like it. If I don't like it, I don't like it. I don't feel I need to pretend. For whom? Why? The people who don't like me are not going to like me because I'm pretending to be likable. Some people are going to be your people and some people are going to be not your people. That's life. Your goal is to be so authentically yourself that you offend everybody who's not your person. That's the point of life. You have to be willing to offend people if you want to be happy. And unfortunately for many people, they're simply not willing to do that. They're so desperate for the validation of other people that they would rather die miserable than to just be themselves, even though being themselves is literally the key to their happiness. Popping off on that note about the value of authenticity, because that is going to be the theme over the next 20 years. And those of you that are not taking notes, you're going to suffer, because it's either you're going to come the easy way into the future, which is where progress is, which is where we're smarter, right? Because we're not very smart as a human race. That's why we're here. And this is why Aquarius is the smartest zodiac sign, and that's why they're the last sign before we get to Pisces. Because when we get to Pisces, we're no longer involved with the things on Earth. Pisces doesn't care at this point, okay? So to be of God is to be smart, and to be smart is to be logical. And I don't mean logical in the sense that you're devoid of emotions. I mean is to have common sense, because common sense should tell you that you and I are related, because we all came from the same cell. We all came from the same man and woman. So if you and I are related, if you treat me shitty, then you're treating your family shitty. But ignorance tells you that because you and I look different, I am nothing like you. In fact, my humanity shouldn't matter to you at all. And you should just look out for yourself. And whatever pain I'm going through because of what the world is doing to me, you can just avert your gaze because it doesn't affect you. Because I'm not like you. And what the circle of life is here to teach us, which is why the astrology wheel is in a circle, and that's why we refer to the circle of life, and that's why a wedding band is in a circle. Does anyone know what the meaning is, the circle of the wedding band that we wear? Why isn't it a square? Does anyone know? Someone says that Pisces that sees through the entire illusion is unafraid to leave this place. Pisces literally came ready to go as soon as it got here. Like, this is trashy because you guys are so selfish. Selfish, ignorant, and loud. That's the problem with humans. And forgetful. Like, as if your angels haven't been with you the whole time. As if you haven't had a whole spirit team around you the whole time. Your reality is the one that you've created. If you don't like it, choose something else. Because when you start making better choices, guess what? Your life starts to get better. And in the future, a good life is going to be one in which we're mindful of each other. Because if we're truly related, then we have to treat each other like family. What does that mean? We have to be kind to each other. We have to be respectful of each other. We have to look out for each other. Because how are we family and we treat each other so poorly? Where is the smarts in that? Where is the intelligence in that approach? So either we're related or we're not, because everything says we are. Science says we are, religion says we are. So if we're not enemies and we're actually part of each other, then why do we treat each other so poorly? And why are we so insensitive to one another's suffering? And how dare we call ourselves humans when we don't care about the well-being of humans? Are we humans? If so, what does that mean to be a human being? What are the stipulations of a human? What sort of character, ethics, behavior, personality that makes one a good human being? And if you're not conscientious of the energy that you're bringing to the other humans here on Earth, it's going to cost you harshly, because Aquarius is not closed-minded at all. Aquarius is not here for the racism, for the homophobia, for the xenophobia, for all of the isms, all of the way that we've treated women since the beginning of time. Aquarius does not care for any of it. And that balance that needs to be reset is going to be reset over the next 20 years. This is time for our ancestors to rise up. Kendrick Lamar, DNA, go listen and think about the lyrics. The ancestors are back. The future is now. It's time for us to flip the script on this behavior, these patterns that we've carried that are no longer helpful and that are now overtly harmful. We're hurting each other and we don't care, and that's a problem. The fact that we don't care is the problem. And the fact that we think that it's okay to behave this way is also problematic, because it's a reflection of our self-hatred. Because when you hurt me, you hurt you. And that's what humans don't get, because their foresight is very limited. They think, oh, it's just this moment. But God has seen all of humanity since the beginning of time until now. It's never just this moment. So be mindful of your karma, okay? That's all I wanted to say. Karma is a real thing, and you need to mind your own and stop being worried about others. That's another thing that I dislike, is people who are so obsessed about the fact that other people are not getting karma for the things they've done. Just because you don't know, just because that person hasn't told you, or just because you can't see it doesn't mean they didn't get it. Besides, that's not even your job. You're not the distributor of karma on earth. God is. Okay? Let everybody get in their place, and all of us are in the places of the mortals. We die. That's what makes us disposable. We're literally the trash on earth. And I wish all of us could wake up to that reality. Because animals on earth behave much better than we do. You don't see the birds fighting because they're different colors, do you? Have you ever seen two birds fighting because one is blue and one is red? That's what we do, but we say we're smarter. I beg to differ, but that's what we say. Go read about ant culture and you'll see how intricate they are and how they work together. And they're tiny little creatures, and they can walk for miles to go build things together. Try getting two of us in a room and give us a project and just watch the whole thing fall apart as ego rises. No, I want to do it this way. No, I want to do it that way. No, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. Isn't that how we act? Do you see ants arguing when it's time for them to walk in line to go build, to store away foods? I don't know what it's going to take, but we're going to have to wake up. And for some of us, that wake-up call is going to be violent, unfortunately, because when God tries talking to us the nice way, the gentle way, when the spirit is tugging at you the gentle way and saying, oh, baby, I love you, but I think you overstayed your welcome in this place. It's time for you to move on. It's time for you to leave this place. This place is no longer for you. You know, we don't listen. We don't listen. Some of us only like it when the messages are painful, when they're harsh. Because when they're given to us, when they're tender and they're sensitive and they're gentle, we don't take it seriously. So I say all of that because I want you to wake up. I want you to wake up, and I want you to understand that your life is your creation. And I want you to own your creation. All of it. And stop making excuses. Nobody's flattered. Excuses. but. It doesn't matter. You think Capricorn cares? No. You think Aquarius cares? No. Karma is about consequences. Consequences meaning it's what you've earned. You get what you've earned. You get what you deserve. And I want everybody to get good things. In order to get good things, we have to be good people. And it starts here. We don't always do the right thing, but our heart has to be in the right place. Because when the heart is in the right place, even when I do the wrong thing, I feel something here that bothers me. And then I get my ego out of the way and I fix that, especially if that thing hurts someone else. That is the sign of a good human being, is one that has a good heart. Many people simply do not have a good heart and do not want to work on having a good heart, but they want to claim that they are good people, and more importantly, they want to step on other people that they perceive to be weaker than them. And to those people I say, it's gonna be fun over the next 20 years. So that's all. Someone said I just told my friend this just today. Good, I'm glad you're talking to your friends about it. I've been preaching that same message since I got on here, and I will keep doing my part in getting the word out. But ultimately, it comes down to everybody deciding how they want to live their lives. What kind of human do you want to be, and how do you want to be remembered? That is entirely your responsibility. That's it. Your carbon footprint, that's yours. Your karma is not my business. My karma is my business. So if I don't inherit your karma, I don't inherit any of your blessings or your curses. Those are yours. So if everybody was focused on their karma with everything they did, I think as a whole we would get to a better place.
You can book your astrology reading at intuitivehealing.com. You can also watch videos at Intuitive Healing here on YouTube for Astrology 101 content. Listen to the Aquarius podcast on Spotify, as well as here on YouTube for your horoscope. If you're interested in astrology and love connections, you can visit at Styled Under Libra. And of course, for health and wellness and holistic healing, visit at Styled Under Virgo for all of your astrology content. Thanks so much for watching.